Hey,
jump in if it's getting
hey,
boring.
hi everybody. It's our Monday night hangout again. As you can see from when we started, we have this little gab session going on before we actually go live. So yeah, just sort of catching up on each other's life and what's going on, and it's kind of funny because I never know where I'm coming from to you. 2 Mondays ago, I was coming to you from Toronto. And I was up visiting my daughter, so I got online. It takes nothing to set these Google Hangouts up. So I got online, came to you from there. Last Monday night, I was coming to you from South Carolina, and that's where I live. So it was great. But tonight we're on our way back from Minneapolis. We were up there for a few days visiting family, and we're on our way back. And I don't know where the hell I am. I'm in the middle of what do they call it? What do they call the Midwest? It's like the heartland. I think that's what they call. So, anyways, I'm sitting here in a Holiday Inn Express, but this is what it means to me. These hangouts are so important because every week we try and bring you that value that all of you need out there. Doesn't matter what business you're in. We prefer it if you're in our business, but you know we all know that you've got other things on the go too. And not only that, just life. We hope that we bring this value to you. So it meant everything in the world to me to say to Sam, okay, it's time. We got to get it. We got to get a hotel room because I've got to get online tonight. Be with the girls. I mean, Erica gets up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning over there, in Romania to be here with all of you. So, and Zen is coming to you from the West Coast. I don't know, it's rush hour traffic over there. It's chaotic, but the other three girls, they due to some medical appointments and whatnot, they couldn't make it tonight. But we're here. We're going to be here. We'll go through whatever we can to get here. So let's get rolling because tonight's it's all about what we're bringing to you right here. It's about the secrets of success. And if you haven't had that in your business yet, well, we're going to share some things with you tonight that I think are really going to help you, get clear on your business. And I know one of the things that I had recently, I had someone say to me, not very long ago, say, I I don't know. I've been trying online and I keep failing and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I failed over and over again. The other thing they said was that they're really confused because there is a ton of information out there, and I get that too. And they need to plan on what they're going to focus on. So I'm going to personally try and cover some of these topics tonight because maybe some of you out there are going through a few of these things. And, back when I was a whippersnapper, I went through some of those things too. Actually, when I was a whippersnapper, they didn't have the internet. But, okay, not very long ago, I went through a lot of this stuff too. So, everything that I've mentioned to you, I was really I was struggling with. I was failing at things. So one of the most important things that I can talk to you about how to get away from that and how to get success is you must pick a biz op plan that is strictly for you. Don't be hopping around. Too many people do that. They get into one thing and then they see a shiny ball. It's gone 6 weeks and they haven't made their first $100,000 or whatever, and they decide that they've got to hop on to something else. No. First thing you've got to do is get crystal clear on that biz op that you really want to do. For me, nothing but Empower Network. That's where I'm at right now. I see what it brings to other people. I see the empowerment. I see the motivation. I see the inspiration. And the beautiful thing is that, people can use Empower Network to promote the business that they are in. So when I say, get crystal clear on your biz op and don't be hopping around, I mean don't jump from Empower Network into thinking, well, that didn't work for me, so now I'm going to try some kind of other business that I saw online today that said I could make $10,000 in 90 days or something like that. I'm going to jump there because it must work. Or I'm going to jump into traffic, buying traffic up, and or I'm going to, people are all over the ball. They're all over the place chasing shiny balls. I'm saying get into it, get with it, and stick with it. Because if you have the tools that are needed for your business that everyone else can benefit from, then you are going to be successful. But most people, probably including yourself, will not be able to generate multiple streams of income, so that's why you've got to stick to one plan for a while until you get that. You'll never be successful unless you can get success out of the first one. Okay? I had to make, before I made thousands in a month, I had to make my first $25. And it was like winning the lottery when I did that. But that's what you have to do. You have to start someplace. Don't be expecting that you're going to make this grandioso, mucho money right off the bat. It takes a lot of hard work. This business isn't rocket science, but it requires you to remain consistent and stop giving up when something gets hard or you hit a roadblock. Stop trying to biz-op hopping, thinking that the next business will make you successful. If you can't make it with the first one successful, the next one isn't going to help you either. And so that is one of the things that I wanted to bring to the point tonight. I do know some marketers that can pull off multiple streams of income, but that's not where you want to start. You're just going to get too confused. And information overload will paralyze you if you do something like that. If you're into one, you can, I don't know, you can let information overload paralyze you if you let it, but I'm telling you, slow down, take it easy, just concentrate on what really resonates with you. I was guilty of that. When I got into the business, I thought I had to go through everything before I could even apply it, which was exactly the wrong thing to do. You need to avoid that. I was setting myself up for failure. So I went back and I worked on a couple of things that I really resonated with, and it worked. It clicked. Everything started to follow. So don't, take a little bit of information and then get it to work. Get it to work. A little bit of information and get it to work. Okay? For example, if you went into a library and you walked inside and you freaked out because you saw 1,000,001 books, would you freak out if you saw 1,000,001 books? No, I don't think so if you walked into a library. A library is a library. So when you go into a library to browse around, you pick a topic that looks interesting, and then you go to that book, you sit down, you read that book. Once you're finished with that book, maybe you will go grab another book to help you learn a little bit more. So this is what I'm trying to say to you. Don't let the information overload get to you. So many people get, I can't do this because I've just got to learn it. And that's the other thing. They all think they have to learn it in, 27 seconds or something like that. You can't do that. Just treat it as a business, sit down, and take it day by day. And when you read through something, go and implement it. That's the way it retains with you. It's no different than when you learn to cook in your kitchen or when you learn to change a tire on your car. The first time it was so complicated, but the more you did it, the more it became easy to do. And that's all what this business is. It's not hard. It's just getting very, very used to what you need to do. So pick a business model and pick a way that you're going to learn the business and then start applying it. And don't give up when it gets a little hard. Stick with it and see it through, because the benefits they just outweigh anything else that you have going on in your life right now. Don't quit. Don't be a quitter. I see people in forums on Facebook and people I talk to directly, and they all come up with reasons why things aren't working. And usually when I dig a little deeper and start asking a few questions that it makes them feel a little bit uneasy about things, I figure it out, and they're not being consistent at what they're doing. I think one of the girls is going to go into that a little bit more deeper, but all I'm saying is be consistent with your business opportunity. Okay, that's where I'm saying being consistent. We can go way deeper into this. Just focus on one topic and master it. Do that. Just do that. If you do that, you keep showing up for that just the same as we show up every Monday night for this. I'm telling you, over and over and over again, people will start to follow you. People start to listen to you. People start to look forward to it because you're coming out with all this nuggets. And don't get it out of your head that you're going to fail, because if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So get that out of your head too. You're gone into a business. Go into it happy. Go into it know that you're going to be successful. Get a call of action going. That's important to everybody, to have a call of action going. And your call of action, like my call of action, is a certain regiment that I go through every single day. And when I talk to other people, my call of action is in on that. And again, somebody else is going to go into this a little bit deeper. But you need to go back and pick that business model up before you can get that call of action going. So, I don't know. I mean, I could go on more about this, but I just don't want to pound too many bullets into the deer. You know, it's already dead. And but I'm just stressing to you, don't biz op all over the place. You will never, ever, it just won't work. Once you get successful in one, then if you want to pull in another stream of income, that's fine. You'll know what you're doing by then. But the other one thing that I want to tell you that this is extremely important in my Pick a Biz Op is you've got to start with your list too. You've got to start. You've got to be a little bit prepared to spend a little bit to maybe advertise on Facebook, take a solo ad out, or in our particular Empower Network, they've just come out with something that's just rocking socks off people called iPass too, and that's very helpful. But little things like that help you get going and pick up a few leads, pick up a few people that are following you, pick up a few dollars that you generate on your income that you can put back into the business, and you can actually even buy more advertising or whatever it is that you want to do. It is so many people get so excited when they see somebody doing something and they think, I can do that, I can do that. And guess what? You can do that. You can do it. But you get behind your closed doors and you get overwhelmed in so much. And hey, pick me. I was there, did it, and I'm sure Erica and I'm sure Zen can tell you that too. But don't be afraid of that. Do not be afraid of that. You've fallen in love with the business model that you want to take, and you want to make a success out of it, and you also want to help other people be successful. So I think at this point I'm going to kind of let Zen's got a really good topic that she wants to talk about, and then maybe we can come back and I can talk a little bit more, and I know Erica's got some stuff that she wants to throw in there too. So you know, we want to bring you as many nuggets as we can tonight. But Zen, you know, now that they've got this biz op, often what you're going to talk about comes into play. Okay, they get into it, they spend a little bit of money buying into the business. Now, what you're going to talk about explodes. So go ahead and tell them how to get out of that.
You know, before I get into that, I did want to cover one thing that you kind of touched on just a tiny bit, but I just want to elaborate on it because I see it in you and I see it, you know, in Erica, and I see it with all of us week after week. But be the leader that you want to follow. Because Erica and I'll just tell briefly, I'm sure she won't mind, but we had an offline conversation about my other videos, because I was telling her that as a hypnotherapist, I got a client, and they said, I saw your video. How'd you find me? I saw your video. And I said, oh. And she said, yeah, it sucked, but I read your bio, and it was awesome. And so we started talking about my videos. Well, my videos do suck. And she said, how come they suck? You're so good on Tilt. Why isn't it reflecting in your videos? And I said, because I don't know who I'm talking to when I'm looking at just a camera on my own. So I've shifted that up, because as a hypnotherapist, I should be able to shift that up for myself. So I have. So my new videos will be better, because you need to project being the leader that you want to follow. So would I follow me in my old videos? No, I'd look at my professional bio and say, well, I'll give her a shot, but the projection wasn't there of who I really am. So here we go. That's my new launch thing. But be the leader that you want to show other people that you are, so they will want to follow you. That may be why you're not seeing results so far. That's not a commentary on who you are or who you're going to grow to be. If you are in Empower, you know that part of Empowers, which is the heart and soul of it, and I love this, you can't help but become a better human in the process of learning internet marketing. Okay, that's just how it works. So now I want to launch into what Nettie was leading me up for. But I am so impressed with T. Harv Eker's The Millionaire Mind book that I keep rereading it, and in particular this one part where he covers mastering the 6 basic human fears, which are poverty, ill health, old age, criticism, loss of someone you love, and death. And I want to just touch briefly on 2 of those, which one of them is fear of poverty, which if you watch the news and you listen to other people, you can easily fall into, there's not enough, I've got to grab onto this, I've got to hold on to that, there's not enough. Yes, there is. We live in an abundant world. And when you visualize and figure out what it is you want and focus on that, the universe conspires with you as you take action to give it to you. That's how it works. That's abundance, because there will always be plenty for everyone. You making more money does not take any money out of my pocket. And that's the way that that works. So that whole feeling of I have some but somebody else doesn't have any, those things are poverty mentality that people have to work on themselves, and it's really important that you master that and the emotions surrounding that, because if you're going to do, especially network marketing, and I'll get into this next because it's really an important point also, but fear of poverty is huge, and it keeps people saying things like money doesn't grow on trees. Yes, it does. Is hitting up consistently in your business, getting things done. And I'm not saying it's going to fly out at you without you doing anything. No. But if you put your essence, your leadership, and your abilities into what you're doing, you will reap the benefits. Like Nettie said, the 525, yes, it feels like cha-ching. Then at some point it gets larger, and you say to yourself, wow, this abundant thing is really working. Well, that's exactly it. So try to master your fear of poverty and the emotions surrounding it and your belief system that created it. Question these things, because this is where your human and personal growth come in. And the second one I really want to talk about, and it'll play right into the next thing that I want to discuss, is fear of criticism. This is huge. Most of the people that I see in my offline business, which I am a practicing part-time hypnotherapist, I have an office in Redondo Beach that I work at 2 days a week. Fear of criticism is massive. Well, if I do that, my husband and wife won't like this or that. A lot of that is projection. And a lot of it is just that fear piling up. Well, I might look like a fool. Well, guess what? I've done a brilliant job of looking like a fool in life on several occasions, and I'm still living, breathing, and walking. So it's okay. Just do it. It's like my videos. That's why I came across as awful, and they're changing as we speak, because I wasn't willing to look like a fool. I was being too cautious. Well, you can't be a cautious person and lead people, not in any strong manner. So you've got to put it out there. That's just how it is. So now I want to tell you about the true fear of criticism and how it relates to network marketing. And this I thought was brilliant. Eric War, who is a major network marketer, posted for $4 a 3 CD set on Facebook 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I couldn't even believe that, so I hit it up and I bought it and I got it. And he's an old school, you know, he does in-person parties and shows, and I'll get into that in a minute too. But one of the things that he said really profoundly hit me so much that I pulled over and I typed it in my notes on my iPhone, and it is this sentence: embrace the temporary loss of social esteem when you join a network marketing company. And do you know why? Because a lot of them require you to call your warm market and offer them this and that. Now, 8 or 9 months ago, a friend of mine called me, do you want to sell Nerium? No, I will use it. Yes, I love it. Yes, I turn other people onto it if they want to buy it. I send them a link because she gave me a link. Great. She's been pounding away at this, hitting her warm market and expanding even that market, but she's a party thrower and everything else. Well, 9 months later, she's driving a Lexus. So does network marketing work? Yes, it does, if you want to get in there and get dirty. You have to do some of the work that goes along with anything, just like a regular job. So now I want to tell you about getting to one of the points Nettie brought up to begin with, that she only promotes Empower Network. So do I, because the truth is that I use iPass too also, because that's brilliant. And that's been driving nice traffic. It gives people a good starting point. The trial is for 7 days. They can see if they like this type of industry, want to get their feet even wetter. It's awesome. But the reason why I was trolling around on the internet looking for this kind of thing that we have at Empower is because I have an offline business. I'm a hypnotherapist. Well, I can tell you that I have 3 to 5, 6 sometimes clients a week, and I like it that way because I give a lot to what I do. But the truth is I have on my Empower Network blog, I have 3 different blogs. So I blog about Empower, I blog about hypnotherapy, and I blog about a back pain product that I have been carrying online for 4 years. And I sell one every 6 months. But that person that's on the receiving end of that product loves that product, and it fixes their back pain to the point that they email me and they're happy with it. Okay, it's not a network marketing thing. But since I've been blogging about it, guess how many I sold this month? 2. And last month I sold 2. And that might turn into 3 or 4. And I love the product, so I just want people to have it. But this is the power of the Empower Network blogging platform. I post it on social media, I post it on Ping-O-Matic and all that stuff, and it just keeps on moving out there, and I get requests for it. Okay, so if you want to promote your offline business, this is the way to do it. And I've gotten a client or 2. Last week I had 2 quit smoking clients. So there's 2 less smokers in the world, and I'm stoked about that. But the truth is that this is my primary business. And this is where you have to show up, be the leader, conquer your 6 basic fears, master the emotions around those, particularly how you define making money in poverty. And the other one that's super important in my opinion, like Eric War said, embrace that temporary loss of social esteem. But if you don't have a fear of criticism or you've mastered the emotions around that, you won't care. Because as we were talking about right before we came online, I'd rather look hokey than be brokey. Just made that part up. I think Erica said it differently. But, you know, that's the bottom line. Be the leader. Get over your fears of criticism and poverty. Master your emotions so that daily you can show up for your business as well. Because Nettie talked about it last week. There are moments, and we all go through these, where you slump and you don't want to show up. Just show up. Do something. Do something daily. That's it. And I think I'll wrap it right there so we can allow Erica some floor time.
Yeah. Excellent, Zen. I just love it when you shoot from the hip and you just tell us what we need to hear, and telling us about the fear. That was huge with me. Like even doing the videos, it took me a while, and then I just thought, screw it. I'm just going to be, I'm me. So why, I can't change myself on a video, you know, and that's a big fear. So thank you for explaining that. And I just want to touch on when you said about be the leader that you want to follow. I think that's so important because as a leader too, we need to be able to solve problems. So that's what I'm going to add to this real quickly before Erica gets a hold of the platform. If you are not having success, this is something you need to do. You need to switch it about instead of going after that almighty dollar all the time. The biggest factor to getting results online will be to solve problems. If you want to make more money, you need to add more value. It's really just that simple. That's what you've got to do. Everyone wants to hide behind a pin, like a pin name, an email, just send people to a sales page and expect people to act like robots and hit the buy button. And what's really amusing to me is that if you think about it, you don't operate like this yourself, do you? You don't. I'll bet if you think about it logically, you buy from people you like and you trust, you follow the people who add more value to your life, you probably despise people who try to take from you all the time. Start thinking about how you can help solve their problems. That's where you can blog about it. It's huge. People are hurting out there. People are craving for information. So start thinking about their problems and how you can help them. And this could be as simple as just as how to get started in a business, a plan of action for what they do when they get into business, and help them, guide them in the direction that will help them take them to where they will get results. So I think if you're not having results in your business so far and you're not having success, this could be a really simple starting point to just start to turn your mind on to where was I when I got started. That's what I need to answer for those people. You know, so that's another thought that I briefly had. So I'm sorry, Erica, I took up a little bit of your time, but if you could just jump on, I would really appreciate it. So thanks again, Zen.
Hey guys, so you know, one of the problems with going last is that sometimes when you've got superstars coming before you, they say everything that you were going to say. So because we're all on the same platform here, we're all on the same wavelength. It's just absolutely awesome. So, darlings, I'm just going to tell a couple of stories because I think stories really help you visualize stuff better. And one of the things that I just want to open with is the fact that, both ladies covered it. You've got to do whatever it takes, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples of people doing whatever it takes. And my hat's off to both of these ladies. I mean, Nettie, she pulls off on the side of the road to find a hotel room to do this event. Nettie's the one that basically puts this on. And, she made a commitment a couple of months ago that she was going to be on this call every single Monday night. She made a commitment to her list, to her followers, to her friends on Facebook. She made a commitment. And doing whatever it takes means making a commitment and sticking to it. If Nettie says, I'm going to show up every single Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guess what? You bet your bottom dollar she's going to move mountains to do that, because that's what successful people do. They make a commitment and they stick to it. Zen, my hat's off to her as well. I don't know if you guys remember this, but a couple of weeks back, she just got out of minor surgery on her throat. She wasn't even supposed to be talking, but she made a commitment to be here every single Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wild horses would not keep her away. And both of us, I don't know if you noticed it, but Nettie and I were both kind of sitting on the sidelines a little nervous because we're like, we know that must be hurting. But here's the thing, Zen has a voice. Zen committed to be here every single Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because she has something she needs to share with you. There was value she needed to share. Successful people do whatever it takes all the time. They show up every single day in their business. Me, personally, sometimes the alarm goes off at 2:30 in the morning and I'm like, really? Am I going to get up? And then I remember I made a commitment to be here every single Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I look at my phone and I touch the dog. I make sure she doesn't kind of, get all disturbed and everything. And I get up out of bed. I walk out. I shut the door so the lights don't disturb my husband. And I turn up. Why? Because I made a commitment. And that's what successful people do. And I'm going to give you a really quick story. and this really blew me away. Last year, Alex and I were invited to speak in Washington, D.C. on stage, and we were privy to a beautiful dinner. Like, you know how you have 5-star restaurants? Well, this was like a 10-star restaurant. It was put on by Dave Sharp, and it just blew me away. We were on top of the world. We were just overlooking all of Washington, D.C. The wine was flowing. The meals were happening. It was incredible conversation. It was the most extraordinary evening ever. There was about 20 speakers there, and I was just in heaven. Nothing would have dragged me away from that table. Nothing. Wild horses would not have dragged me away from that table. And then a funny thing happened. At about 10 to 9, Tracy Walker stood up, thanked everyone for a lovely evening, and left. And I'm like, what's going on? Now, if you don't know Tracy Walker, she's $1 million earner, and this will explain why in just a few seconds. And just before she left, she said to the table, sorry guys, I got to go. I've got my team call in 10 minutes. And I looked at her, and I'm like, that's why they pay her the big bucks. Because she made a commitment to be there, whatever night that was, at that time. And I'm like, dang, girl. So, okay, I learned a huge lesson that night. She made a commitment. And this is what successful people do. They make a commitment. They stick to it. A very well-known Texas oil billionaire, whose name completely escapes me right now, was asked, what do you think is the secret to success? And he said, you know what? The secret to success is really simple. Get a vision, number one. Very important. You must have a vision. You must know why you're doing what it is you're doing. You must know your outcome. You must know what result do you want. 2, work out the price of that vision. What is it going to cost you to get what you want? 3, pay the price. It's simple, right? Pay the price. And that's the thing, you know, I see in this business, so many people, it's really sad, so many people quit before the miracle happens. You know, they put in some work, 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 and they think that they're not getting results. But here's the thing, every single day you show up, you are getting a result. It may be intangible, it may be invisible. You don't know who's watching you that day, but the fact you showed up and someone saw that puts a seed in their mind, hey, this guy's sticking around. This gal's showing up all the time. I'm going to keep my eye on her. And then you keep plodding along, keep plodding along, keep plodding along, keep plodding along. And you may not be having those tangible results in your business right here, right now, but let me tell you something. People are watching you. They're watching you to see if you do what you say you're going to do consistently, on a consistent basis, day in, day out. They're going to see, are you keeping to the same message? Are you saying the same thing over and over again? Are you consistently adding value? Are you showing up in your business every day? And as Zen said, are you being the leader that others would want to follow? Okay? And here's the thing, and Dave Wood, I remember, you know, I'm a huge fan of the 8 core commitments. You know, 2 of them are read daily, and you know I've harped on this at length many times, and the second one is listen to audios daily. And those inner circle audios that we have within Empower Network, they've saved my life many, many times. One of the things that Dave Wood would say over and over again, he would say, you never know when the miracle is going to happen, but trust me on this, people are watching you every single day. They are watching you, and one day, those signups are just going to come out of nowhere in abundance. And I'm here to tell you that's the truth. That's the absolute truth. I have got to the point in our business here, we're about 2.5, nearly 3 years in. I've got to the point in our business here where I can't keep up. I cannot keep up with all the new people coming in. I actually sent out an email today saying, guys, I'm really, really sorry. I promised that I would be your iPass 2 coach, but I cannot take the extreme amount of people that are coming in. I have to turn my coaches on at the end of this week. So if you want to be mentored by me, this is it. This is your last week to get in under me. And I don't say that as, you know, scarcity. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but I'm serious. I can't keep up. And Dave Wood said, there will come a time where you'll have so many people joining your team, you won't even be able to remember their names. If they want your attention, they're going to have to stand out. They're going to have to produce. They're going to have to do something to get your attention because you won't have time. And I'm like, oh, I wish that would happen one day. And trust me, darlings, it's happening. It's happening. Okay, it took me a while, but, you know, I wasn't one of the techie ones in the beginning. I wasn't one of those ones that came in with certain skills. I had to start from the ground up, you know. But what if I quit 9 months in when I wasn't getting the results I wanted? What if? I wouldn't be sitting here. So here's the thing. You have to hold that vision. You have to work out the price of going for that vision. And then you have to work out if you're prepared to pay the damn price. Okay? Because that's what it comes down to. And it was T. Harv Eker, and then, you know, she got it nearly right. He said, I would rather be rich and hokey than proud and poor. You have a choice. Rich and hokey, proud and poor. It's up to you. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, you've got to get over this. I love that Zen brought up this thing about, you know, the social esteem stuff. You know, there was a woman. She's now making, no, I won't ruin the story by telling you the end. I'll tell you the beginning. She was so desperate in her early 20s when she joined a juice network marketing company. Desperate. And I do find that the people who are most desperate are the ones who make this work because they have nothing left to lose. They have nothing. Pride? What's pride? Doesn't pay the bills, okay? She was so desperate. She had 2 kids. Her husband had just walked out on her. She couldn't pay the rent. She was in a bad place. And she got into this juice company. And she hit up her warm market. Wasn't comfortable. She said, you know what? I didn't care. They're not paying my bills. Your friends don't pay your bills, okay? Your business pays your bills. She goes, I didn't care. I was so down. I was so out. I didn't care what people thought of me. Would you like my juice? No, next. Would you like my juice? No, next. Would you like my juice? No, next. She's been with one company her entire life. Do you know how much she makes per year now? $20 million. From juice! From juice! Well, I'm not going into juice. However, the point of this story is she's stuck with one message. She's stuck with one product. She just kept showing up, and she just kept saying next, 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 next. How bad do you want it? That's the question. How bad do you want it? As we speak, there's a little girl. She's on a road somewhere in the middle of nowhere in Canada. She was at a doctor's appointment because her husband needed her to drive her there. She's been panicking the whole time because she may not make this call. But do you know what she's prepared to do? And if she gets on, this will be a miracle. Do you know what she's prepared to do? When she hits a spot where she has internet access, she's going to pull over and try and get on this call. Why? Because she's prepared to do whatever it takes. This little girl, Shirley, you know, one of the members of the Tilt Hangout panel, she drove, I think it was like 3 days to get to a conference. 3 days to get to a conference because she knows she has to do whatever it takes to make her dream work. In this business, you need to make a decision. Are you going to stand up and do whatever it takes for as long as it takes until you get the results you want? Until is a very powerful word in our business. Are you prepared to do it until? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Will you do it until? Because there are so many people who quit right before the breakthrough, and they break my freaking heart. They do. They break my heart. I see them go. I see them disappear. And I know if I could have just grabbed my hands and put them around their neck and shaken them and just told them, hang in there until you're going to get results. Those who finish, you know, how does this go? I saw this the other day. I wrote this down. I knew I was going to mess this one up. Those who last finish first. Those who last finish first. Okay? Be one of those who finish. Because I promise you, I promise you, if you just hang in there, you will win. It's inevitable. How do I know this? Because everyone around you who's successful did the same thing. Success is not a secret. I know we say it's a secret, but the secret to success is just working your ass off and committing to your dream, committing to your reason why. Why did you get in the business you're in? Why did you get into that business? And be honest with yourself. Be honest as to why you did that. You know, one of the things I noticed is that some of the people who are not successful in network marketing are the ones who are just a little bit too comfortable in their job. Things aren't quite bad enough, you know. It doesn't hurt so much, you know. So when you hit a little obstacle in your network marketing business or your online business, it's like, you know, it works okay. Yeah, job's not so bad. But what happens one day when that job gets unbearable? What happens one day when maybe you get that little slip saying, you've just been made redundant? What then? Do you think your attitude in your network marketing business is going to change? Overnight. Overnight it will change. Because all of a sudden you need that to work. You need that to work more than you need air to breathe. Because all of your financial stability is gone. So why not take that kind of intensity and put that into your business now? you know. And I really do. You know, the people I see around who have jobs that, you know, are paying them kind of well, that aren't in that painful spot, they're the ones who are not prepared to do whatever it takes because they're not uncomfortable yet. They're not too uncomfortable yet. But the ones who are a little bit uncomfortable, those are the ones I see moving mountains. We've got a team member, Hayden, from New Zealand. He's a real estate broker. He works 60 hours a week. This guy gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning every single day to work on his business. Why? Because even though he has a comfortable job, even though he gets paid very, very well, he is extremely uncomfortable. He hates it. He wants out of that like a dying man, drowning man wants to breathe. He wants out of it so bad. And he's prepared to get up at 4 o'clock every gosh darn morning to work his business. And that's what we talk about, doing whatever it takes. Are you prepared to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes until you're successful? That's what successful people do. You know, they don't, you know, break a fingernail and go, oh, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. No, they meet a hurdle. Expect hurdles. There are going to be hurdles. There are going to be obstacles. There are going to be stuff coming in your way. I promise you that. Ask Donald Trump. Ask any of these huge guys. Ask Richard Branson. Okay, these guys all had obstacles. What did they do? They didn't go and cry in the corner and go, ooh. No. They took that obstacle and they smashed it in the face. They either go over it, around it, under it, whatever. They push it out of the way and they move forward. Why? Because they have a compelling vision. They never let go of their vision. Okay? I see a lot of people. Gee, I feel like I'm ranting. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to, but just it's flowing out of me. I see a lot of people fight for their limitations. They give me excuses as to why they can't do stuff. I'm like, why would you fight for that? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you fight for your limitations? If you tell me you want this, but you're making an excuse, which is it? You want your excuses or want your dream? Which is it? What do you want? Okay, I'm going to give you another story. Gee, I feel like I'm ranting. I do apologize, but I'm going to give you a story, and it's on my Facebook right now. And this guy, he is absolutely blowing my mind with fabulousness because he had struggled in internet marketing for, gosh, about 2 years. But this guy never quit. You know the guy I'm talking about, right? Ty. This guy never quit. He has a dream. He wants to be a basketball coach. He wants to help kids who didn't kind of make the cut to have a chance at success in a different league. He's got a beautiful vision. He's wanted this vision for the longest time with all his heart and soul. Oh my God, the ladies mentioned iPass. I didn't realize we were going to be talking about that tonight, but rock on, ladies. iPass, oh my God. So he plugged into iPass, which builds Empower Network. He got 3 sales in 3 days. If you go on my wall, that guy is just, honestly, he's just out of his skin with excitement. 3 sales. He could have quit. In those 2 years where he didn't have any success, he could have quit. Did he? No, because he had a vision. He knows what he wants. He's got a vision. He's prepared to do whatever it takes. He's on his wall being hokey. I see him post this thing all day long. Hey, guys, have I got a deal for you? Hey, guys, try this out. Hey, guys. He doesn't care about being hokey. He cares about his vision. You know? Man, I could tell you story after story after story of people who are prepared to do whatever it takes until. And that, my darlings, is the secret to success. You just have to work out if you're prepared to pay the price. That's all. And yes, you can have uncomfortable moments. And yes, you can have to do things you don't want to do. And yes, sometimes you're going to cry. And sometimes you just want to die. Yes, this happens. But the mark of a true leader, the mark of a true successful person, is that they pick themselves up off the floor or wherever they crawled into. For me, I like to crawl into my bed sometimes and just put the covers over my head and go, and then I come out and I'm like, okay, bitch, let's get this going. Okay, I kick my ass so bad you have no idea. And yeah, and I say, what, you can let this get to you? And trust me, no matter what level you get to, you can have challenges. No matter what level you get to, it never gets easy. There's a guy I was reading, How to Get Rich in the Opportunity Market. This guy's making like 17, 20 million a year. And he goes, yeah, I have bad days. I was like, how can you have a bad day when you're making 20 million a year? Get over yourself. But he has bad days where he just crawls into bed, he puts the covers over his head, and he goes, I don't want to do this. And then he picks himself up and goes, okay, let's do this. You know, and that's the mark of a successful person. They will just keep getting up off the goddamn floor. Okay, and that's what it takes. You know, if you look at all the great leaders around you, none of them got there easily. No one gave anything to them. They earned it. Look at David Wood, for example. 7 years making no money. 7 years. Who would have stuck around for 7 years? David Wood would have stuck around for 7 years. And what is he now? A multi-millionaire, helping people fight the forces of evil. with Empower Network. Don't think that's a crazy, if you're not an Empower Network, don't worry, too much about that phrase. But really, at the essence of what we do is we fight the forces of evil that keep us shackled into bondage in a 9-to-5 grind for 40 years. That's what that phrase means. So don't let that scare you if you're not an Empower Network already. If you are, you know exactly what I'm talking about. 7 years. And some of us, we go, it's been 6 months and I don't have results yet. Get over yourself. Dave Wood didn't have results for 7 years. He didn't quit. He stuck around for 7 years to give you a platform to be successful with. I think I'm done. Yeah.
No. I was just about to get the popcorn so I could.
Can I just say 2 more things now that you're done? I thought you were going to rant on. That was awesome.
That was awesome. And you know what? People needed to hear exactly what you said, Erica. I mean, thank you for bringing that message to us, and thank you for bringing it to us with such authenticity, because that was you being you. And we needed to hear it, and it was just wonderful what you said. And it's kind of funny when you said about people falling on the floor and just crying and whatnot. Zen talked about Eric Warr, because I've heard Eric Warr talk. And the first night that he made a call, he called a family friend who had lots of money, and he thought, this guy will help me out because he's a friend of my dad's and he's wealthy. He'd been a football player and then gone on to be a coach or something like that. And Eric called him up and said, hey, it's me, and, and man didn't say anything, and he said, you know my father, and I'm so-and-so's son, and he says, I've gotten into this business now, and I thought of you instantly, and I thought I'd give you a call. And he said, no, this guy wasn't saying anything, nothing on the other end of the phone. And finally, he took a breath, and the man said, Eric, never call my house again, and hung up on him. And he said, I crumbled. He said, I was at my office that night, and he said, I can remember I got down on the floor and just went into the fetal position for a little while. He said, and then he said, I got angry. And I thought, he said, I never went back to that gentleman, but he said, I knew I could do it. And he said, that's what successful people do. They drag themselves up off the floor, and they go on when they've had a bad day. And trust me, we have all had them. You've just heard Erica. I've been in tears before. Zen's been in tears. But the next day, the sun comes up in the east, just like it always does. And something that you will find when you find the right business opportunity for yourself, and you are gung-ho that you are going to make it and go with it, something you're going to find is you're going to start to love it. You're really going to start to have fun. And it's a very simple concept, but if you're upset and you're stressed out and depressed because you're not getting the results, because you haven't given it enough time or you haven't given it enough of yourself, you're not going to have fun. And so most people, they won't make money online because they're obsessed with on how much money they want to make. Get past that and start doing the work, and it will come. I blog, I video blog, market every day, and I help other people. I try to bring them value. And I do those 3 things because I love it now. I have fallen in love with my business. There will always be new business opportunities, new ways to make money, plenty of trends to make truckloads of money from. But if you're so uptight all the time and not enjoying yourself, you won't be able to make it work. Even if somebody handed you the money, you won't be able to make it work. Learn to enjoy the process. Become fascinated with marketing and really, really have fun in your business. And I guarantee you, you'll have success. I think if you really have been listening to us tonight, we're not Luke, Fluke, and Duke here. We are Erica, Zen, and Nettie, and we're bringing you so much value tonight. So please, if you have to rewatch this and you watch it again, get some kind of nuggets. It's not the product. It's not about having the right mentor. Although The manner is so super important, and it's not about who you know. It comes down to the way you look at things, your work ethic, and how bad you really want success. I wish I could tell you that you could just push an easy button and it would all happen. But it's not going to be that way. You're going to have to work hard at this, but it's going to become fun. And if you're looking for a team, if you're looking for a tribe, then you're looking at us. Because honest to God, that's our mission. We want everybody to be successful that joins up with us. You saw how excited Erica was getting talking about some of her team that have come back on board and they're getting results and everything. We're all excited about that when our team can have major, major success. So if you think you want to join a tribe or in a team where you're going to get this, you're going to get the help, we're going to be there, there's training along. We don't hold your hand and create the money for you, but we show you how you need, what you need to do and how it works. And if you follow the plan, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So if you want to fast-track yourself to success, click the link below. We'd love to have you come on board. Get a hold of the person that invited you to this hangout tonight. Talk to them. If it's not one of the three of us, they would love to hear back from you. If it's one of the three of us, just click the link because it will go to the right person. So I can't think of anything more that I want to add tonight except that have a great week. Keep your vision in front of you. Never let it fall. Put it on your fridge. Put it on your bathroom mirror if you have to. But put that vision, what you're after, and just keep every day, keep going forward. No doubt in my mind, you're going to have that success. It's going to happen, and you're going to just be. You never know when it's come. It's going to come, but it will come. I promise you that, all of you. So can you all say goodnight, and we'll see you here. Well, not here where I am, because I'm in the middle of, I don't know where the heck I am right now today. But anyways, I'll see you back next week, and the rest of the crew will be on, and I just hope that we've helped you guys out and to reach your goal of success. Keep going, because we're your biggest fans. We just want it all for you too. So take care, have a great week of it, and we'll talk soon.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.